evening, everybody. My name is Ron Nahaney. My dad and mom are the late Richard and Eileen Nahaney. My grandparents are Arnold and Vi Nahaney. Some of the things that I really want to focus on is housing. You know, we have a huge housing list, and education, and also making our communities safer and also cleaner for everybody. And I guess that'd be all it.
Thank you very much, Ron. So your question is coming from the housing category.
I'm ready.
So your question this evening is, with all the discussion of housing singles, well, my cousin occupies a one-bedroom apartment with 3 of her kids, and so do many others in similar circumstances. How do you justify the consideration of housing singles, giving houses to singles, or do you have a solution?
Well, I think everybody deserves a house, whether you're single or not. And I think we've got to start looking at some more condos and medium density, I guess. And we really need to do this because this housing issue just seems like it's getting worse. I think we need to move to mortgage housing. Some of you guys have seen my stuff on Facebook, and that's all true stuff. And we got a lot of people off reserve paying rent, and paying between $1,500 and $2,000 per month, when we could be having these people at $140,000 living back home for $900 a month. Also, we also need a good maintenance program. We cannot keep paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to bring these houses back up. I think people that are allocated a house, I think we should be able to go and monitor those houses every year, make sure the homeowners are keeping up with the house, because I've seen houses that are a year and 2 years old, and I can see in 5 or 6 years that we're going to be spending a lot of money repairing these houses. So we need to really educate these people on how to maintain your house. Also, I think people that maintain their house and keep their house in good shape should be rewarded too. It shouldn't only be the people that let their houses go. I mean, there's a lot of people that do take care of their houses, so I think those people should also be rewarded too. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Ken Stuhlberger.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Baker. My mom is Brenda Baker, and my grandpa is Wimpy Baker. Glad to see you all out today. My platform starts with education. This day and age, our youth has to be educated. We need to be able to move forward in the new age, in the white world, in the commercial world that we live in. We have to take part and be able to accept all the land that we have and be able to create revenue for all our people, and also be able to develop it within our people, giving our people jobs and making sure that the money stays within the house, making sure that we not only are working for it, but we are owning it and we become partners with these people so that its revenue is always generated and comes back to the people. Second, I would like to make sure that departments are getting the funding required, as in the elders. You guys are our teachers, and without you, we have no sense of righteousness. We don't know who we are unless we know our language and our culture. And third and foremost is land development. The people that come here and develop this land, they just think of it as a job. But us, this is our land, and we have to make sure that we take care of it, and the environmental procedures is all done right, because we have to live in this land forever. These people, they move away after it's done, where we have to take care of it and make sure the fish come back, to make sure that the rivers are clean, and that is my platform.
Thank you very much, Destry, for your question this evening. Yeah. Your question this evening is coming from the sports category. So the question for you this evening is, when does Squamish, particularly the village of Webblecom, get a lacrosse box? And if so, how can we work together?
That's a great question. My time started already? Okay. Well, it should have been happening probably about 10 or 20 years ago when everybody was all growing up. I believe we used to have one up there, and it probably looked the exact same as the Capilano box looks right now, run down and beat up. So I think in the next 2 years, 1 to 2 years, if not sooner, we should have a box there. Because without lacrosse or any recreational sports, we will not be able to learn as a nation what our culture is, and be an ambassador for lacrosse is just one other way of us showing our culture and our greatness in this world. We are the people that started the game. We should be the people that are in the front gates and showing off our talents, our young talents. I've seen such great lacrosse players come through here, but it dwindles out because the funding's not there, the education's not there, and this, just being a good lacrosse player isn't enough. You have to have education, and you have to be able to thrive in this new age, new world. So that's what I think it should be.
Thank you very much, Destry. Your question.
My Auntie Cindy Lewis.
I was actually born on this reserve. When I was 6 years old, we moved to Chikai, so I grew up on the rivers, the lakes, with 10 younger siblings and three older siblings, and tons of cousins. One of the things that I really learned, and as I was growing and learning a lot more and sharing with the community, growing up on the river in the mountains, there were no roadblocks. We were learning to climb around it, under it. There was always a way to get around it. And I've been working in education for the last 17 years, after I worked with the Royal Bank for 15 years. And in education, a lot of students are in the workforce, trying to make a life, trying to access. And as a band manager, I would like to continue working with that generation and giving them the direction and the guidance they need to help them find their way and know what's available to them as a band manager. I want to continue that service with this generation I've been with for the last 17 years.
Sam, Jason, Slane. So your question this evening is coming from values and belief systems. And your question is, our children are our future. How do you plan to lead by example?
Ask the ones I worked for already. Like I was saying, I've been working in education and I've been drug and alcohol free. Every year I have to get a criminal record check to work with the youth, and I have 4 children, and I drove them to every basketball game, practice, tournaments, and just being there is about parent and about community member, giving them the rides, even if it's 4 in the morning. I continue to support the youth because they are the future, and I believe we have to treat the children and the youth today the way we want to be treated, because if you want respect, you got to give respect. And I hear that a lot with the youth today. It's like, you want respect, they want to get respect. Right? Get the marbles out first. We can't understand. But they're that upset at times. You just have to be patient. And I learned a lot from youth myself and the concerns they have. I'm the outreach worker here in the nation now, and I was sitting with one of our youth that just turned 18 and what the services are available to them. And she was asking, how do I go? And who do I, and where do I go and what do I do? And so it's really, I'm quite honored that the youth today ask me questions. Or they say, am I related to so-and-so? And I said, yes, so stay away from them. Those are kind of things I deal with on a daily basis to set the example and put my auntie hat on whenever it needs to be to help the youth move on and to do the right thing. Always here.